What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Grinder. It's Catch Rec, and I'm sitting here with HiFadility. So, first and foremost, for people that don't know, like, who is HiFadility? How would you introduce yourself? I say as an artist.
HiFadility. It's music that's definitely conscious for people who are attempting to, listen to not music that only makes you feel good, but just makes you feel. Goes through like an assortment of different emotions and personalities. It's really just trying to understand the human experience and how we're all connected.
Okay, I can dig it. So where do you come from as far as maybe like your background, physically where you grew up, and also like your influences?
Right. Well, I grew up in Boston. My parents are from Haiti and Dominican Republic, so I listened to a lot of Haitian and Dominican folk music.
Okay.
As well as growing up listening to like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh.
I love Peter Tosh.
Yeah, and then like some Cape Verdean artists.
Okay.
Like Buena Vista Social Club from Cuba.
Oh,
So like a lot of world music that really influenced me. Like by the time I got into hip hop, because then sampling is such a big thing.
Right.
Or like just having a good collection of like good vinyl. So having the access to that, and then the break beats, and having that combo is like a really dope tropical sound that I was really into. And I was really trying to bring that world sound into like what I do.
Dope.
And that's something I definitely got from just like my family, my parents, and what they listen to.
So as far as like bringing that sound into it, I know you mentioned sampling. Do you have a preference as far as sampling versus live instrumentation, or a combination of the two? Or?
Yeah, I definitely think a combination of the two. Because I think there's some things that you can do with sampling that you can't do with live music, and vice versa. There's things that when you do both of them combined, like you can have an epic, series of performances or just songs. So I really try to mix it up and do both, just because I feel like you can learn from both. There's always new things to learn.
So as far as like right now, who are you feeling musically, and maybe who's some people you like to work with?
Word. Let's see. Feeling musically, I've been listening to a lot of producers. Like there's producer Atu and Sango.
Okay.
I'm not really sure where they're from exactly, but they do this like R&B production, making remixes to kind of just for like the electronic music scene. It's interesting stuff. I really like it. It's not really hip hop per se, but on the instrumental front, like I really do enjoy like listening to their production. Then there's like the Blended Babies. They're producers, and I think they also produce for like Asher Roth. I like to make some connections with other producers, because I think like MCs get the opportunity to collaborate a lot, and producers not so much.
Oh yeah.
So I try to figure out like how that could work out.
Well, there's the whole lost thing of like the production team.
Yeah.
Like back in the days, there was like they had like the Bomb Squad, for example, and like actual like teams of producers, and I think.
And like Justice League.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, there's people out there. Like I'm also trying to work with like other just any other creatives from any genre, really, from like painters to videographers to fashion designers. Just because I feel like there's so much that we could do, and we're crossing genre, crossing ideas, and interacting together. We'll come out with bigger projects, I guess.
So it's not just limited to music necessarily.
Yeah.
Trying to branch out just artistically.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
dope. I can relate to that a lot.
HiFadility is a combination of words. So I took my name Fadil, which is Arabic for generosity, and I attached Hi to it to have this like the highest generosity. And for me that meant that like I don't even think every artist should do this, but for me it was like my rites of passage. I released a lot of music for free. A lot of what I was doing, I was like just kind of doing it for free because I felt like it needed to be accessible. And I felt like where I was at that time to like sell my music was definitely to displace like the listener from what I was creating at the time, because it was very experimental, very risky in the commercial sense. So and I think there's something interesting about that. Like it's one of the artist challenge. So I feel like for me, the high fidelity is, you know, being able to take that challenge kind of to discover like what it means for like you to be living, to be alive, to be giving, to be, you know, what can be done with who we are, you know. What is our fullest capacity? How do we figure that out? Like, how do we figure out our full potential? You know, it's only by discovering and by giving into certain risks so that we can really understand what we can live through. That's high fidelity.